How can I get my ex back after they've moved on so quickly? Hey folks, Jim Miller helping you find and keep the love of your life. Write a better love story. Going to ask, if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button, tick the bell icon when you do. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload new content. Also would like to ask you to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and check the description below the video. Some free ebooks I give away, as well as my personal email address. But let's get into the content here. How can I get my ex back after they've moved on so quickly? Well, this message comes from a girl that wrote me. She was in a relationship for about a year and a half. And 2 weeks after they broke up, her boyfriend seems to be with somebody else, seems to be happy, seems to have moved on, and everything is wonderful. Now, 2 weeks, if you've been dating for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, someone moving on after 2 weeks is nothing. But after a year and a half relationship, the chances that he's actually moved on that quickly are very slim to none. It takes time to process a breakup, and what often happens is if someone we think has moved on this quickly, it's really that they've just gotten into a rebound relationship. And a rebound relationship is nothing more than basically a space filler. They meet somebody else, they start spending time with them. It's exciting, it's new, it's fresh, but they've never dealt with the breakup to begin with. They've never had to deal with the feelings. They've never dealt with all the things that go along with the breakup, and they've not really taken stock of their side in the breakup. So they really haven't done the work. Now, that said, I have seen rebound relationships that, take off and they work. Rarely they do not, though. And oftentimes, if someone jumps right into a rebound relationship, when that relationship ends, and generally it'll end badly, now they have two problems that they have to deal with. They have the relationship from before that they never dealt with you if they broke up with you, and now they have the relationship here, and they can't figure out why that didn't work. So the first question is, did they really move on? I mean, really moving on is they're just not in contact with you. They're just kind of not interested in you anymore, and you really don't know what they're thinking quite often. But they're just kind of off doing their own thing. So in this particular situation, after 2 weeks, I doubt very seriously that your ex has moved on. But what do you do? Well, there's a couple of things that you do. You got to kind of go back to the basics. If you feel your ex has moved on, there's a few things that I would ask you to do. You should go back and follow the basic principles. Go into no contact. Spend some time in no contact. Take out a calendar and, circle 30 days from now, or 2 weeks from now, or 6 weeks from now, or whatever you feel. Spend that time and commit to yourself that you're not going to contact your ex in that period of time. You can respond if they respond to you, or if they reach out to you, depending on what they do. You don't want to ignore your ex. They may be reaching out to you to try and put things back together. I've had this happen before. There was a guy that I was working with, and he was in no contact, and a couple of weeks into it, his ex-girlfriend was emailing or was texting him and saying, hey, listen, I think maybe we need to work on this. And he's like, well, what should I do? I haven't contacted her because, I'm in no contact. I'm like, no, contact her. I mean, if they're trying to work things out and they're trying to put things back together, then you need to be involved. You need to get into that conversation. But don't find reasons to talk to them. Go into no contact, spend some time, and take that time. And what do you do during no contact? Well, you work on yourself. I mean, I talk about this all the time till I'm sick of talking about it. But it's very important to work on yourself to become a better version of you. Spend this time working on yourself, building your own self-esteem, building your own self-love. Take care of yourself. Put your needs first for a change. We spend so much time, and I say we because God knows I've done this so many times. In a breakup, we spend so much of our time and so much of our energy, making promises. We're in the bargaining phase. If only, if they'll come back, I'll never do this again. If they'll come back, I'll pump sunshine up their ass all for the rest of their life. If they come back, I will do this, and I will just dedicate my life to making this work. No, that's not right. I'm sorry. That's just not the way that a good, healthy relationship goes. A good, healthy relationship is give and take. You need to be able to give, but you also need to be able to take. Your partner needs to be able to give as well. So if you're in a breakup and you think your partner's moved on, your former partner has moved on, again, go into no contact. Spend the time working on yourself. Surround yourself with people that you love and you care about, and then love and care about you. Don't make the mistake that I've made so many times and just talk to anybody that'll sit down long enough and listen, because then you just get a ton of jumbled garbage. Find a few, and I mean a few, trusted people that you can talk to that will be honest with you because they love you, they care about you. and will tell you what they honestly feel. You know, you have 20 people out there, you know what each person's going to say, and if you want to hear such and such, you talk to this person. You want to hear such and such, you talk to this person. We've all done this. Well, we, again, meaning me, I've been there, I've done it. So follow the principles, follow the basics, regardless of whether your ex has moved on or you think they've moved on. No contact, work on yourself, put your needs first, take care of yourself above all else. Stop checking on your ex. Stop looking at their frickin' social media, for God's sakes. Stop seeing who they're with and what they're doing. Stop talking to friends and family and asking about them. Concentrate on yourself. The amount of energy that we put into worrying about what our ex is doing and who they're doing it with, my God, if we put that energy into ourselves, we'd be wonderful. I mean, things would just be so much better. The beautiful thing about this is there's kind of a dynamic that runs below this, that when you stop worrying about that and you start putting that energy into yourself and you start worrying about yourself, that you attract people into your life, quite possibly your ex. You're in a much better position. You foster a much better environment to attract your ex back into your life, and if not your ex, someone even better. You know, and I've had people, oh, there is no one better. Yes, there is. Trust me. I've been there. I've seen it happen thousands of times. I've lived it many times myself. When you don't think that there's anybody better, there is someone out there better. Okay? But right now, don't worry about that. Right now, worry about yourself. If your ex comes back, great. And like I said, go into no contact. If they contact you, don't ignore them. But you don't have to jump right back there and tell them how much you miss them, how much you love them, how much your life would be so much better with them in it. You know, if they contact you, keep it simple, keep it easy, and keep it casual until the situation warrants, if the situation warrants, that you can make it deeper, that you can get more involved in the relationship, and it looks like it's headed that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, people. I know this is hard. You know, no contact and being on your own when you're in a breakup is the worst. It's just the hardest thing in the world. And I can remember, I've said this before, sitting on my couch and, you know, wearing the same pajamas for a week at a time and just not even really being able to get off my couch and binging some garbage ass show on you know, on the TV, just that I could care less about, but watching it because it was something to do. So when you think your ex has moved on, realistically, maybe they have not. And even if they have, there's nothing you can do about that but take care of yourself. It's all up here, people. It's in your mindset. Anyway, I'm pulling for you. Again, Jim Miller, helping you find and keep the love of your life and write a better love story. And I hope you have a great night. Thank you.